The internet is going wild right now. 50 Cent, T.I., and King Harris are all throwing shade at each other, and it's turning into a full-blown circus. In the middle of all this drama, fans are starting to question everything they thought they knew about King Harris. The back and forth between 50 Cent and King has everyone talking non-stop, and some of the stuff coming out right now, King probably never wanted anyone to hear. So let's break down how this whole mess even started. What did 50 Cent say that got everyone buzzing? And what's this mysterious Verzuz situation that blew everything out of proportion? To really understand why King Harris and 50 are trading shots, you gotta rewind to something that was supposed to be a friendly celebration. A Verzuz battle between T.I. and 50 Cent that never actually happened. T.I. recently revealed he's lost all respect for 50 Cent, and it's all because of what went down during talks about that potential battle. In a sneak peek from an upcoming episode of $1 Million Worth of Game, co-host Gilly Dog Kid posted a clip where T.I. spills everything. He explained that the whole idea was supposed to be a celebration of both of their legendary catalogs. According to T.I., he and 50 even talked about it in person while doing shows together out in Los Angeles. And here's where the twist comes in. T.I. said that years ago, he and 50 had agreed that he would bring up the battle idea publicly first, and then 50 would play along and respond. But when T.I. finally did it, things didn't go as planned. He claims that 50 suddenly acted like he didn't know what was going on, pretending to be all confused, and that move completely threw T.I. off. T.I. couldn't believe it. Here was a man he had sat down with, planned everything out with, mapped out the rollout step by step, and suddenly 50 Cent was acting brand new, like he had no clue what was happening. According to T.I., this wasn't just about music beef, it was about betrayal behind closed doors. He even revealed that during a private meeting in Los Angeles, the two weren't just talking records, they were actually working on business deals outside of music, so this wasn't some random internet call-out. T.I. and 50 were really linking up for serious business, pitching TV shows, movie ideas, and other projects together. And while they were in the middle of all that, the idea of a Verzuz battle came up. T.I. swears 50 was down for it at first, until suddenly he wasn't. Things took a sharp turn when on a recent episode of Nightcap Live, T.I., the trap pioneer himself, flat out accused 50 of dodging the Verzuz. Sitting down with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco, T.I. didn't hold anything back. He said straight up that 50 don't want the smoke, and that when he called him out, 50 completely ducked the challenge. And if you know 50 Cent, you know he doesn't take being called out quietly. Instead of following the private plan T.I. claimed they had, 50 flipped the script. In true 50 Cent style, he hit social media and started trolling hard. He dug up an old ad T.I. did for Crime Stoppers, posting it with the caption, "I know Atlanta pick and choose who they support." But that wasn't all. He even went deeper. 50 posted a video of T.I. testifying in court back in 2008 during a case involving his friend's murder, adding a caption about staying away. Classic 50 Cent, cold, calculated, and completely savage. When it comes to 50 Cent, he never fires back with bars first. He fires back with content. Instead of jumping in the booth, he goes straight for the archives, digging up old clips, forgotten interviews, and throwback photos, then dropping them all over Instagram to let the internet go crazy. And that's exactly what happened. The internet ate it up. 50 didn't stop there either. He clapped back on Instagram warning T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. Then, in another post comment section, he hit him with a bomb, calling him King Rat. That name alone set the whole internet on fire. In hip-hop, being called a rat is basically the worst insult you can get. And T.I. wasn't about to let that slide. T.I. came back swinging, typing out a heated response that had everyone talking. He said, "You playing on my name when only one of us a rat in real life. You know I got your paperwork right and my transcript is available online. Your excuses is useless. Get your hoe ass in the box or STFU and live in fear. You soft son, you've lost my respect." That explosive exchange right there. That's when the spark hit the gasoline. What started as a friendly disagreement about a Verzuz battle instantly turned into a full-blown war. T.I. was coming for 50's character, while 50's was tearing into T.I.'s street credibility, and neither one was backing down. But nobody expected what happened next. The beef took a wild turn when T.I.'s own son, King Harris, jumped in. King's involvement completely changed the game. See, when 50 decided to take things up a notch, he made a move that shook the internet. He went after T.I.'s wife. Yup, 50 posted a controversial, unflattering photo of Tiny Harris, T.I.'s wife, and captioned it with, "I keep saying keep my name out your mouth." Okay. It was pure 50 Cent bold, messy, and straight below the belt. That one post dragged the whole Harris family into the chaos, and suddenly, what was once just rap talk turned deeply personal. At this point, 50 Cent wasn't just taking shots at T.I.'s music or career, he crossed into dangerous territory. He went straight for T.I.'s family, and in the Harris household, that's one line you just don't cross. The drama exploded again after 50 shared a post with a picture of T.I.'s wife, Tiny Harris, along with a cold caption warning T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. That post spread like wildfire online. Within minutes, the internet was in chaos, and it didn't take long for T.I.'s son, King Harris, to jump into the fight.
Ross and 50, right? Ross is not, they got a beef because 50 didn't say what up to him. That's just a New York.
On Sunday, February 22nd, King officially joined the T.Y. versus 50 Cent feud after the mogul posted the photo of Tiny performing. 50 added his usual warning in the caption, but King wasn't having it. He slid right into the comment section, firing off with, "Where your mama?" That one comment hit hard. It was bold, cold, and personal. Everyone knew exactly what King meant. He was going straight for 50's heart. 50 Cent's mother, Sabrina Jackson, passed away years ago, and King brought that up on purpose. It was a direct shot meant to sting, and social media instantly blew up over it. But King didn't stop there. He took the fight to his Instagram stories and went completely off. He ranted that 50 was disrespecting his mom when 50's mama is dead, calling Tiny Harris a legend and claiming he'd say every word right to 50's face. Then he took it a step further. King posted an image of a headstone on his story with the message, "Where your mama at?" Moments later, he shared another photo of an actual gravestone with the name Sabrina Jackson on it, adding his own message directly aimed at 50. It was savage, shocking, and undeniably personal. The kind of move that took this feud from online trolling to something deeply real. Now this was a level of disrespect that made even the internet stop in its tracks. Posting about someone's late mother and sharing an image of her actual grave, that's crossing every possible line. Some people said King was just standing up for his mom, but others couldn't deny he took it way too far. 50 Cent, though, he didn't shed a single tear. Instead, he laughed it off the 50 Cent way. He posted a meme of that popular cartoon frog and simply captioned it LOL. But anyone who's followed 50 long enough knows that LOL isn't him brushing it off. That's him loading up the next shot. 50 never reacts emotionally. He gets strategic. When he says LOL, that means the comeback is already cooking. Meanwhile, King Harris kept swinging. He hit Instagram again, doubling down in defense of his mom, digging deep into 50's past. He started pulling up everything. Old cases, old beefs, every bit of controversy tied to 50's name. King went through the archives like a man on a mission, posting about the 2000 shooting that nearly took 50's life, his long list of feuds, and even his old domestic violence accusations. At one point, King even shared a photo of 50 Cent in court from 2013, captioning it, "All you do is apply pressure to females. Bring that smoke to the chimney." He was clearly trying to flip the script to paint 50 as the real villain in this story. But here's the thing, 50 Cent's been through every kind of beef imaginable. This man's a seasoned veteran when it comes to drama. He's clashed with Ja Rule, Rick Ross, Diddy, Benzino, and plenty more. Every time someone tries to drag him, 50 turns it into entertainment and somehow comes out stronger. So, while King Harris was throwing everything he could find at the wall, trying to make 50 look bad, the truth is, 50's been here before. He's built a career off of surviving feuds, flipping insults into headlines, and staying one step ahead. The question now isn't whether 50 will respond, it's how hard he's going to hit back next. In every single feud 50 Cent's ever been in, he's always found that one secret his opponent didn't want the world to see, and he blasted it wide open. So when King Harris stepped into this war, he had no idea what kind of trap he was walking into. Because 50 wasn't just planning to clap back, he was about to drop receipts that could shake King's personal life to the core. If there's one thing you can always expect from 50 Cent, it's that he'll drag families into the mix. This isn't new behavior, it's his signature move. He's been doing this for years. Whenever he gets into a beef, he doesn't stop at the artist. He goes for the jugular, targeting their family, their business, their relationships, everything. This is a man who plays chess, not checkers. Just last year, a rapper from Memphis got caught in 50's crosshairs when rumors spread that he wasn't helping his mom financially. 50 didn't hold back. He jumped on Instagram and aired it out for millions to see. That's how 50 operates. He takes personal matters and turns them into public entertainment. So when it came to the Harris family, 50 did exactly what he always does. He went all in. On Monday, February 23rd, he turned things up another notch by taunting both King and Tiny Harris again. He reposted a clip from the 50 WTF podcast where the co-hosts were openly clowning the Harris family. That's when things officially crossed from messy to ugly. 50 wasn't just making his own shady comments anymore. He was amplifying other people's words, giving a platform to anyone willing to take shots at King and Tiny. It wasn't just trolling at that point, it was a full-on campaign. 50 knew exactly what he was doing, turning the spotlight on the Harris family, making sure every new post kept their names trending. He wasn't just fighting back, he was sending a message. Step into his ring, and he'll drag your whole world into the spotlight. 50 Cent made sure the entire internet was locked in on the Harris family. What started as a rap disagreement had turned into a vicious online war between 50 and TY's whole household. The drama all goes back to that canceled Verzuz battle between the two rappers. But now, things had spun way past music, and this is where it got real uncomfortable for King Harris. Once 50 shifted his focus toward him, the energy changed completely. He wasn't just trolling anymore, he started digging deep into King's personal life. See, King Harris isn't just some random kid. He's been in the spotlight since the day he was born. Growing up as the son of rap icon T.I. and R&B star Tiny Harris, King has lived his whole life in front of cameras. From TV shows to viral clips to his own music, he's built a name for himself, but that fame also made him an easy target. Born on August 25th, 2004 in Atlanta, Georgia, King Harris is practically hip-hop royalty. His dad, known to fans as Tip or T.I., isn't just a rapper. He's a songwriter, actor, producer, and businessman. His mom, Tiny, is an R&B powerhouse, a member of the legendary group Escape, and a respected artist in her own right. King grew up on VH1's T.I. and Tiny, The Family Hustle, which means the world has literally watched him grow up on camera. Every argument, every emotional moment, every stumble, it's all out there online. And with that much footage floating around, it's way too easy for someone to take clips out of context and twist them for drama. And that's exactly what made 50 Cent's next move so ruthless. He knows how to weaponize the internet better than anyone. If there's an old video, a screenshot, or even a rumor that can be used to stir the pot, 50 will find it, repost it, and make it go viral. King Harris didn't just walk into a feud, he walked into the sights of one of the most calculated internet trolls in hip-hop history. 50 Cent has built his whole brand on antagonizing his enemies for decades. He's the kind of man who doesn't just move on. He'll keep the smoke alive for years. This is the same guy who literally partnered with DoorDash just to clown someone sitting in prison. That's not an exaggeration. That's what he actually did to Jim Jones. Back in February 2026, 50 posted a surveillance clip of Jim Jones furiously kicking down a door, turning it into a viral joke for millions to see. So when 50 shifted his focus to King Harris, everyone who knows his playbook could already see where it was heading, and they were right. Things got ugly. The whole internet remembered the Blueface situation from late 2025, and 50 cleverly brought that drama right back to the surface. Suddenly, people were connecting dots, and the story took on a whole new life. It all started when Blueface jumped on social media to respond to fans comparing his girlfriend, Nevi Kira, to King Harris. Instead of ignoring it, Blueface leaned straight into the chaos, saying, "You look like my girl, bro. Get over it." Then he took it a step further, adding, "There's nothing manly about you, lil bro. Please don't make it weird." That was a direct hit. Blueface wasn't just clowning King, he was going straight after his masculinity. The internet went wild, memes started flying, and the conversation quickly got out of control. And if that wasn't messy enough, Blueface later tweeted, "King Harris is my type of boss," throwing even more gas on the fire. So when 50 Cent resurfaced that whole narrative during his feud with the Harris family, it was game over. All those old clips, comments, and screenshots came rushing back into everyone's feeds. Social media users started digging up every single moment where King's manhood had ever been questioned, turning it into a full-blown trending topic again. And that's the thing about 50, he doesn't have to say much. All he has to do is bring up the right story at the right time, and the internet does the dirty work for him. With one post, He had King Harris right back in the middle of chaos, and the whole world was watching. And that's exactly what 50 Cent was counting on. He doesn't always have to say the words himself. He just gives the internet a nudge in the right direction. And boom, the internet takes over and does all the dirty work for him. The whole Blueface versus King Harris situation from late 2025 was one of those forgotten moments until 50 reignited his beef with the Harris family and brought it right back into the spotlight. Once it resurfaced, that old live stream clip started spreading like wildfire again. In the video, Blueface doubled down on the joke while standing next to his girlfriend, Akira. He said, "Y'all keep saying my girl looks like King Harris, right? Baby, you kinda do a little bit." The comment alone was enough to make social media explode. King Harris actually handled it calmly at first. His response was surprisingly mature and composed. Addressing Akira's reaction directly, King said, "I'm less mad, more like weirded out. Why would you say your girl resembles a guy? That just don't sit right." It was clear he wasn't trying to escalate things, but Blueface wouldn't let it go. Instead, Blueface kept throwing shade at King's looks and his voice, clowning him on live for everyone to see. He took shots like, "There ain't nothing manly about him," and called him petite and light-skinned. Then to top it off, he dragged his girlfriend into the bit, trying to make it funny at King's expense. In the clip, Blueface turned to Akira and said, "King Harris, come get in the bed, baby." She laughed, playing along as he continued, "I like the way you said that. Queen Harris, with your little petite self, pause, hold on." The whole thing was a public mockery, and once that clip hit social media, it blew up instantly. Millions of views later, the narrative had already been set. People started questioning King Harris's masculinity in the most public, viral way possible. And when 50 Cent brought that mess back up, it reignited all the same jokes, memes, and conversations just like he planned. 50 didn't have to insult King directly. He just had to reopen an old wound, and the internet did the rest. The comment section went wild. People were saying all kinds of things, making endless insinuations, twisting the situation every possible way. Even though King Harris tried to keep his response calm and respectful, that didn't stop the internet from running wild with the narrative. King stood his ground, saying straight up, "First of all, I don't look like no female ever. Second of all, why the hell would you say that, brother? I'm less mad, more like weirded out. Why would you say your girl resembles a guy? That just don't sit right." His words showed he was clearly more confused than angry. But once the internet gets a story, it rarely lets go. While some people actually agreed with Blueface and said they could kind of see the resemblance, others sided with King and called the whole comparison weird and unnecessary. One Instagram user even said, "People would rather entertain the gay narrative than admit the resemblance," calling the entire conversation out as messy and uncomfortable. That one comment summed it up perfectly. This wasn't about looks anymore. It had turned into something way deeper. Suddenly, the conversation had shifted from jokes about resemblance to wild debates about sexuality and masculinity. And once the internet starts running with that kind of story, it's almost impossible to stop it. That's when things got even trickier, because someone like 50 Cent knows exactly how to play with that kind of online energy. He doesn't need to make direct statements, that's not his style. Instead, he drops hints, posts suggestive clips, and lets the audience do all the interpreting. And that's the genius and danger of 50's approach. He knows how to plant a seed and let the internet grow it into chaos. So while he never said anything directly about King Harris's sexuality, his posts implied just enough to keep people talking. And once that type of rumor starts spreading, it becomes ammunition that fuels the feud and keeps the entire world watching. 50 Cent knows how to stir chaos without ever saying too much. He doesn't need long rants. He just reposts podcast clips where people are already talking, adds a few perfectly chosen emojis or a meme, and lets the internet run wild. That's his playbook. He nudges the conversation in the direction he wants it to go, then sits back and watches the drama unfold, and that's exactly what happened this time. Once 50 started reposting clips that revived this whole narrative, the internet did what it always does. It dug deep. People began pulling up old footage of King Harris from the Family Hustle days, clips from when he was just a kid. They started reanalyzing every single thing. Old social media posts, past interviews, public appearances, even casual interactions. Suddenly, every old moment was being dissected, turned into evidence, and spun into theories that may not have any truth to them. But that's what happens whenever 50 Cent opens that door. Once he shines that spotlight, the internet turns into an investigation squad. And soon, people started asking one big question. What does King Harris's girlfriend think about all of this? Because aside from King himself, the person most affected by these kinds of rumors is the one standing next to him. King's love life has always been a topic online. Over the years, he's been linked to several viral flings and dating rumors that kept fans talking, but his current relationship seems way more serious. His girlfriend, now the mother of his child, is Jania Nana Epps, a bold and outspoken Instagram influencer with her own massive following. Jania is known for her confident attitude, viral moments, and fearless energy online. And together, she and King have become one of social media's most talked about young couples. Recently, they made things official in a big way by appearing together at their baby shower, proudly confirming their relationship to the world. So while the internet was busy trying to tear down King's image, his real life was telling a completely different story. A story about growth, fatherhood, and loyalty. But of course, in 50 Cent's world, even that becomes part of the narrative. As of 2025, Jania Epps is 20 years old, almost the same age as King Harris. The two have been spotted together countless times, from public appearances to low-key private moments. Sometimes, they flaunt their love online with matching outfits and affectionate posts, and other times, they suddenly scrub each other from their social media pages completely. Their relationship swings between being front and center and totally hidden, and fans have definitely noticed that pattern. That detail became very important once the 50 Cent drama started heating up. When old narratives about King's masculinity began circulating again, internet detectives did what they always do. They ran straight to Jania's social media. Everyone wanted to see if there were any clues about trouble in paradise. There had been confusion before about King's situation, with earlier reports falsely claiming he didn't have a child yet or that his girlfriend's identity wasn't confirmed. But those rumors were shut down when the couple appeared together at their baby shower. The photos made it clear King and Jania were together, happy and preparing to start a family. But that didn't stop fans from speculating. The big question now is, has all this online chaos, everything 50 Cent's been stirring up, put stress on King and Jania's relationship? Because let's be real, when you're a young woman barely in your 20s and the entire internet is throwing wild rumors about your man, calling his masculinity or sexuality into question, that's a lot to handle. Even if none of it's true, the constant noise, the memes, the gossip, it takes a toll. And when that drama is being pushed by someone like 50 Cent, a man with millions of followers who specializes in turning people's lives into entertainment, that pressure multiplies tenfold. 50 knows how to make something small feel like a full-blown scandal. And in this case, the ripple effect has been brutal. Fans have already started whispering that King and Jania's relationship seems a bit shaky, pointing out those social media cleanses, the deleted photos, the subtle unfollows. It's the kind of instability that's easy to misread but hard to ignore, especially when the world's watching every move they make. And now, with 50 Cent keeping their names trending, even the most private parts of King's life are turning into headline fuel, leaving everyone wondering if his young relationship can survive the storm. The on-again, off-again vibe between King Harris and Sia on social media has everyone talking. Their posts and sudden disappearances from each other's pages make it clear this relationship has seen its share of rough patches. But the timing of 50 Cent's latest attacks couldn't be worse. He decided to stir the pot right as King is either about to become a father or has just stepped into fatherhood, and that makes everything way more complicated. So far, Tiny Harris has stayed completely silent about the situation, and Sia hasn't said a word publicly either. But that silence speaks volumes. When someone's partner is being attacked all over the internet, fans usually expect them to jump online and show some support, maybe even clap back a little. The fact that we haven't seen that from Sia this time around has people wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. For now, the feud is still mostly playing out on social media, but the tension is building fast. Fans are watching closely to see if this digital drama cools off, or if it's about to explode into something even bigger. What started as a petty back and forth between two legendary rappers has now spiraled into a family-wide conflict. It's the perfect example of how fast online beef can turn personal when family gets pulled into the mix. Meanwhile, T.I. isn't sitting back quietly either. In the middle of promoting his upcoming Kill the King album, he's been firing shots of his own. He recently dropped his track, Let Him Know, and followed it up with a diss record called War, clearly aimed at 50 Cent. Days after their Instagram exchange, T.I. doubled down, previewing another snippet live on Atlanta's Hot 107.9. The energy was tense. He's not backing off. Not even a little. It's clear he's ready to defend his name, his family, and his legacy through music, just like he's always done. Now, the big question hanging in the air is, will this war stay lyrical, or will it keep dragging more of the Harris family into the spotlight? Because with 50 involved, things rarely end quietly. On Monday, February 23rd, as the feud between 50 Cent and T.I. continued to heat up, Tip dropped a track that set the internet ablaze. A song fittingly titled War, T.I. decided to turn all that online drama into music, using the beef as fuel for his long-awaited final album. Fans are convinced that this new track might just be an early preview of a longer version that'll appear on Kill the King, the project T.I. plans to release later in 2026. And make no mistake, T.I. isn't pulling any punches. On War, he calls out 50 directly, labeling him a five-zeal dispatcher, basically accusing him of being a snitch while mocking him as nothing more than a keyboard warrior. But the line that really shook people was when T.I. claimed he's got paperwork from prison with 50's name on it, an explosive statement that goes straight at 50's street credibility. Meanwhile, 50's ongoing beef with King Harris adds another layer to all this chaos. King's clash with the mogul marks 50's second feud with a rapper's son after his infamous 2026 run-in with Diddy's son, Christian King Combs. That's a pattern people can't ignore. 50 doesn't just go after the artist, he goes after their kids. He targeted King Combs before, and now he's locked in on King Harris, zeroing in on whatever will hit the hardest and sting the most. And as always, he's turned something that started over music into something deeply personal. Nobody outside of King's private circle truly knows what's happening between him and Sia right now. No one knows if the relationship is holding strong or if the constant pressure from the internet and from 50's non-stop trolling has taken its toll. But one thing's for sure, 50 Cent has done what he always does best. He took what should have been a friendly rap competition and twisted it into a full-blown family crisis. What began as a simple Verzuz debate has now spiraled into a generational war, one where reputations, relationships, and legacies are all being dragged into the fire. And with both sides refusing to back down, this isn't just rap beef anymore. It's personal, it's messy, and it's far from over. King Harris is just 20 years old, a new father, the son of one of Atlanta's most iconic rappers. And yet, he's right in the middle of a full-blown war between his dad, T.I., and one of hip-hop's most ruthless strategists, 50 Cent. And let's be honest, 50 isn't the type to quit. When he gets locked into a feud, he rides it out until someone breaks. This whole mess originally started as nothing more than a back and forth over a Verzuz challenge, but what should have been a simple debate about hits and catalogs has turned into a non-stop battle of pride and power. 50 and T, I keep trading shots online, and the energy makes it clear. This is a feud that's not dying down anytime soon. The real question now isn't whether King Harris's girlfriend left him. The bigger question is whether any relationship could survive the kind of pressure that comes with being in 50 Cent's crosshairs. Because if history tells us anything, 50's brand of damage doesn't always hit right away. It builds up slowly, week after week, until it leaves a permanent mark. What we're watching right now is wild. A feud that started over a Verzuz battle that never even happened has exploded into something that's touching every single member of the Harris family. T.I. is out here dropping diss tracks. King Harris is posting headstones on social media. Tiny Harris is staying silent. And Sia, the young woman caught right in the center of it all, is stuck in a situation no one would ever want to be in. And through it all, 50 Cent is doing what he's always done, turning conflict into a masterclass in psychological warfare. He's built an entire career off finding people's weak spots, pressing those pressure points, and not letting up until something finally cracks. Right now, the Harris family isn't just fighting a rap beef, they're fighting to protect their image, their relationships, and their peace. And as long as 50's in the mix, the storm shows no signs of slowing down. Whether that something ends up being King Harris's public image, his relationship, or even his peace of mind, only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this story is far from over. The drama keeps unfolding, and every day brings a new twist that's pulling the Harris family and 50 Cent deeper into the spotlight. So what do you think about all this? Did King cross the line when he brought up 50's late mother? Or was 50's the one who went too far by dragging Tiny Harris into the feud? And the biggest question, can King's relationship with Sia survive all this chaos? Or is the pressure just too much? I want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get into this conversation because this situation just keeps getting crazier. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next update. This story's developing by the hour, and trust me, you'll want to be here when the next chapter drops.